don't think I've ever heard an elected official or a policymaker anywhere not talk about the future of either their city, their community, their state, or their country. And there's only one constituency that best reflects the future, and that is children.
When people ask me what are the three most important issues facing the Congress, I always say the same thing: our children, our children, our children.
Locally, I think it's a reflection of what Fort Worth is all about. This is our next generation. These are the next policymakers. These are the next members of council. These are the next mayors. If we want them to have the chance that we intended for them to have, then we need to give them the tools to succeed. You do that through early childhood development. I can't think of a better place to make an investment than our children.
My belief is that the responsibility falls on all of us. If a child goes into a life of crime, it doesn't affect just the person that's the victim. It affects all of us because you're going to end up having potentially to build more jail space to incarcerate that individual. Two, you're going to have to build more courts and hire more court personnel, judges, and have to hire more officers. So it's more expensive in the long run.
The best place to deal with people, like any issue in your own life or your city's life, is at the beginning.
So as far as Fort Worth is concerned, and as far as other large cities, and small cities for that matter, anything that we can do to support efforts for early childhood development, you're going to find us right in the middle of that mix because it's good for our city and it's certainly good for our children.
Hi, I'm Rob Reiner. Science has shown us that the way children learn and grow during their early years has long-lasting consequences for all of us. And supporting their development pays real dividends for cities, towns, and counties. Studies suggest that for every dollar that we invest in early childhood, we yield a $7 return. Not only do municipalities have a clear stake in their youngest citizens, local officials and community leaders are in a unique position to spearhead proven programs. I can attest to that myself here in California. We need to concentrate on three things: supporting parents, promoting child health and safety, and improving access to high-quality child care and preschool. And as Mayor DeStefano just said, we've got to start at the beginning.
Looks like a healthy baby.
The story of every child begins with the story of the developing brain.
Oh, it just opened.
So helping our children should start even before birth.
I've come to recognize that the earlier we can get to kids, and I'm talking about in the womb, to make sure that the mother has the prenatal care she gets.
Baby boy!
Which then sets the foundation for the rest of the child's life.
By the time the baby is born, a network of over 100 billion nerve cells is already in place. And the brain continues to grow at an incredible pace.
90% of the brain's physical organization takes place in this first 4 or 5 years of life. And it is the experiences during that time that provide the template around which these systems will organize.
You like the ladybug?
Science has found that the way the brain grows is through experience.
At birth, each child has this untapped genetic potential that requires specific experiences at specific times in order for that potential to be expressed.
New research has also discovered that children learn mostly through the people in their lives.
When a mother looks at a baby, that has a physical impact in the brain of the child.
I love you.
The process of making these connections, which we call synapses, that physical capability is all dependent upon these experiences.
Not having a nurturing environment can have profound negative impact.
When a child is not given consistent, safe experiences, they grow up to be impulsive, and they have a hard time in school, and they have a hard time with relationships, and they have a much higher probability of entering the special education system and the juvenile justice system and the child protective system and the mental health system.
Sadly, many children today grow up in these deprived environments.
See your face for a little while.
You know, the promise of America is everybody can be president, everybody can be anything. The fact is it's a lie for a lot of these kids because they start out behind, they never catch up.
The cost to all of us is tremendous.
When you look at the whole picture of crime, the costs are everywhere. First of all, the victims.
the total destruction of families can occur because they've been victimized by a crime. You've got the juvenile justice system, the adult justice system, the courts, the jails, all of the circumstances that lead up to it, including the attorneys involved. This is very costly.
But there are solutions. Research has shown that early intervention helps fight crime and a host of other ills.
We'll see a reduction in the number of kids going into the juvenile justice system, and therefore a reduction in adult criminals as well.
And it's not just eliminating the negatives. Programs targeted at the early years have a wide range of positive outcomes.
We got to see that these kids have access to public health. We've got to see that these kids have access to positive, reinforcing experiences that are going to encourage them to grow. These kids have got parents who are just stretched out to the max. They're trying to make ends meet. They've got so much going on in their life.
Let's go.
Parents want support, families who have dreams, and programs that help families have payoffs for the community.
Many of these programs are vital in providing child care for parents, allowing them to work. And we know now that that produces very long-term earnings gains. So if you're interested in keeping people off welfare permanently, preschool through child care is a way to do it.
Community economies also benefit.
In an era of contracting budgets and of desire to grow our economy, truly the best economic development tool we have is our human capital, our intellectual capital. And if you don't plan ahead, if you're not investing in the research and development of the human brain at a very early age, then as a state, as a nation, as a world, we're going to fall behind.
Times are tough now. All states are facing fiscal crises. It's not inexpensive to provide early education opportunities through child care centers and preschool programs, but I think it's essential that we do that.
This is our future workforce. These are the people that are going to lead our country at some point in time. And to the extent that we invest in them, we'll have a better country and we'll have better businesses and we'll have resources, in fact, to run those businesses.
The quality of these programs is critical.
Local leaders have to take responsibility for ensuring that programs have the quality that's required. In order to do that, we need good teachers with strong qualifications who are well paid. To make that next step in the development of language and development of their thinking, the development of their understanding about how to get along with other kids, how to plan and take responsibility for their own actions.
Research has proven that quality programs such as Smart Start have shown significant results.
Smart Start is North Carolina's early childhood initiative focused on children from birth to age 5. And it's a comprehensive approach to meeting the needs of young children. It gives communities the responsibility and the funding to make a difference for young children.
This is just one example. Other quality programs have shown far-reaching results.
You find that preschool has had a remarkable impact on crime, on their school histories, on employment and earnings, on their success in family formation, even things such as whether they have a second car or are likely to own their own home, things that we think of as part of the American dream.
The facts and the figures are there. We can level the playing field.
If you're really interested in closing the gap between rich and poor, closing the gap between black and white, and we know that most of the gap that's there when kids graduate from high school was there when they started kindergarten.
It's time now for action.
What we have to do in the next generation is figure out how we can reconfigure our public systems and our public resources so that we can provide environments to maximize the potential of our children.
The public needs real leadership.
It's not something that you're going to see a quick return on. You know, it's not a sexy issue that, my gosh, in a year, let's see what the results are. But over a generation, it will provide the greatest dividends.
Opportunities exist all over our country to make real change.
As a society, we are prepared to invest in the nutrition of children, the education of children, the kind of intervention with a child and the relationship, the nurturing of a child at an early age. The dividends are enormous at the tail end.
One of the things that's happening in this country is that people are taking responsibility for leading efforts on behalf of young children, not just at the national level and not just at the state level, but local community leaders are taking that very seriously and are making a great impact on the lives of young children.
If we don't prepare children for school, they're not going to learn in school. If we don't give them the nutrition they need, they're not able to learn in school. If they don't learn, they fall behind.
When kids do well in school early on, they're connected and they get involved and they become very, very active, I think, in business and in communities going forward. And when they do poorly in school, they turn off, tune out, in some cases drop out.
It's very important for parents to play a significant role in early childhood. It takes the parents, the teachers, the communities, and all of us working together.
Early childhood should be a priority for everyone. Getting involved means getting involved with all the programs, I think, that are already out there, programs like Campfire, programs that are already paying that attention and make sure that they have the support they need.
We have a responsibility not only for our own children, but for every child in America. They're all our heirs.
If city leaders are going to be more than leaders in name, they're going to do something about it. They're going to step up to the table and make a difference because they know they can and they know they're in a position to do it.
The health of our families, our communities, and our nation is in the balance.